Ooh, I lost track of the timer there. Welcome into We Talk Ball Sunday Recap. I'm your host, Chris. You can find me on Twitter at CFP Talk 07. You can follow our show account at CFP underscore SZN on YouTube. Same name on Twitter, also, or X, whatever you want to call it. Tonight, we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about and not enough time. We got Lane Kiffen Ole Miss UF discussion. We got some recap of some of our five big games, game balls, duds of the week, around the scoreboard, and so much more. Welcome in Austin, my co-host with me every Sunday. How you doing, brother?
You know how I'm doing. Why would you even ask that?
Ah,
I miss being a good football team.
I'm here to make sure Austin is okay. Athletes Forum podcast.
I'm not. I'm gonna make it, athletes. I'm still hurting a little bit, but we'll talk about that more when we get to that segment.
Yeah, before we get there, let's like I said, if y'all could go to YouTube at CFP underscore SZN, go hit the subscribe button. If you're on TikTok, go hit the subscribe and like button. Also, you can come back watch on TikTok. TikTok people hit the like button, hit the heart button as many times as you can. And if you're watching on Twitter, that's fine. Just go to YouTube and subscribe. All right. Oh man. Not really gonna recap this game. Because I'll be honest, I didn't watch much of it. I was side-eyeing it. But the Lane Kiffin Ole Miss UF discussion has only amped up. Post game press conference. He didn't, of course, he didn't answer the question. Didn't want to disrespect his players and all that stuff, as he was saying. Austin, I think I've made it known I love Lane. I'm a big Lane fan. You're a big Lane fan.
Absolutely.
I think we both love Lane. But you know what, man? And I do think he's changed some. I think he's done a lot of changing. I think he's become a better person. I think that's evident. But man, some things just don't change, in my opinion. Lane Kiffin's still a troll. Lane Kiffin still has a massive ego. And I'll be honest, man, I'm just quite frankly sick of it. Make a decision. Let's get this over with. Like, I feel bad for Ole Miss fans, dude. I really do.
I kind of feel like at this point the decision's made. He just doesn't want to do it until Ole Miss's season is over.
I was watching a Ole Miss post game show. The guys over at the Ole Miss 24/7, they're as locked in on anybody as far as this coaching search goes. And an interesting conversation happened that they all agreed. I think we're going to come to head with this at some point because Ole Miss, Austin, at some point, Ole Miss has got to go to him and say, enough, time to make a decision. Now, I don't know. Does Ole Miss have much leverage? Because what are you going to do? Fire him? No, because you ain't paying that buyout for that. But at some point, Ole Miss has got to go to somebody or go to him and go to his reputation or representations and say, hey man, this is enough's enough. Make a decision. Let's end this and let's be done with it. Stay or go. Because I feel bad for Ole Miss because they're so behind the eight ball on the coaching search, and I'm sure they're doing work behind the scenes as far as vetting some candidates just in case they're not going to be caught completely in the dark. But there's only so far you can go while he's still the head coach.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, man. It just seems a mess of a situation.
It does, but I mean, I know you say you're sick of Lane, but I don't blame him. I think he truly is trying to do it for the good of being Ole Miss's head coach right now. But the problem is you can't. I mean, how do you're gonna get asked the questions? The media is just too nosy, and their job is to ask you the same question as many different ways as they can to get you to slip up in some way. And that's kind of what they've done. And for me, it feels like a decision's made. I'm leaning more towards he's going to Florida.
Where I'm leaning.
I'm leaning towards it's all but a done deal. but I truly think he's trying to, stay Ole Miss's head coach. But because this new era of football we're in, and we fire everybody in week 3, so you got to hire in the middle of the season. I mean, that just puts him in a tough situation. I don't. There's no right way to handle it.
Yeah, and also to kind of go on with your point, I do agree. He's kind of put in a hard situation with the way the calendar sets up. It's not like the NFL. Everything's so structured and it gets done right at the end of the season. You don't, and head coaches in NFL, contractually, they're not allowed to leave. I mean, they have to grant permissions and stuff like that. And if a team says no, then you're stuck until your contract runs out. So I do get what you're saying. It is kind of tough on him also, because also it may be a simple thing of like Ole Miss at some point may say, hey, if you're going to Florida, Lane may want to go ahead and take the Florida job, but he knows probably that Ole Miss is not going to allow him to
finish
the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lane, as much as he's a troll and as much as he's, plays with people's emotions, I don't think he's one that's going to want to miss the playoffs. But at the same time, is Florida going to wait with just a verbal agreement? Because he can't sign anything until the season's done or until he decides.
Right.
So I don't know. Does Ole Miss,
Yeah, I don't know.
It's tricky.
That's what I kept thinking about that last night when I was watching the post game with Lane, and I'm just like, that's got to be just a terrible situation to be in, and obviously it's Lane Kiffen, so everybody's already, I mean, he hasn't been the he's left a lot of places and some weird situations, so that I think that makes it worse, but I don't know. I just feel like this is a tough spot for him and Ole Miss to be in.
Yeah.
And I don't, like you said, I think it's a lose-lose no matter how he handles it.
I've missed a bunch of comments. Sorry, guys. It for some reason not notifying me. Win-win for the Gators. We lost, and my future coach won. I'll take it. Honest question: at what point does Ole Miss need an answer from Lane? I think it's you right under that comment you said before the Egg Bowl. I think that well, this ain't what I think. It's more so, I've listened to the Ole Miss guys talk about it. They seem to be pretty in agreement that this is going to come to head before the Egg Bowl. One way or the other. They're on a bye this week. These next 2 weeks are going to be the longest 2 weeks of Ole Miss's life.
Yeah.
The longer we wonder about Lane, would you say he stays or go? Let's do that, Austin. Let's make a prediction. Let's just and listen. This is Lane Kiffen, so it's a wild card. And I want to say whatever answer I'm fixing to give you is, which Austin actually already gave it. He said Florida. I'll give mine. I think he's going to Florida. I do think he's going. I'm not very confident in that pick. Jep, horns down. That's why I married her. That's why I married her. I'm leaning towards he's going to Florida. God bless your soul, Austin. Oh, man. All right, let's get into sorry I missed y'all's comments. I'll make sure to keep a check on that. All right, let's go ahead and recap some games. Notre Dame, 37. Pitt, 15. Austin, it kind of went exactly the way we did it. Sometimes we're not as stupid as we think.
Right. Yeah, that game, it was never a game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, oh, man. Hey, dude, that Jeremiah Love, he's special, ain't he?
Yeah.
That dude is so special. That spin move he made, Jesus Christ.
That was insane.
Oh, man.
Which we knew that. This is what we were screaming at the first of the season when he was getting 10 touches a game.
Yeah. He was my bold prediction for winning the Heisman. And I think it's too late now, but these last 2 weeks, he's definitely has played his way into into the conversation. I tell you what, another thing from this game I took away is I've already picked my quarterback that I'm going to extremely overhype all off season as the next big thing, and that's CJ Carr. I thought he played well. You know, I don't know, man. I'm pretty big CJ Carr fan.
Yeah. No, I thought he played well, minus the 2 picks. Other than that, I mean, he did what he had to do, and when you got Jeremiah Love running for 150 yards, that makes it easier.
Yeah, and on the Pitt side of things, it kind of, I mean, well, for one, it didn't matter because it just didn't matter. They could have lost 100-0, and this game meant nothing, according to Pitt's coach. So,
Yeah.
it just didn't matter. But on the Pitt side of things, I mean, that's why I don't even know why we're talking about it, because it did not matter. It did play out like we thought on the offensive line. Pitt's offensive line is not good. Notre Dame was just pressuring him all day, dude. He was 4 for 14, 49 yards and a pick 6 against the blitz. I think the kid's phenomenal. I think the kid looks to be like somebody in the future that's going to be a good big name. But he is a freshman, and he played like one yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they had him running for his life. Not to mention, I mean, Pitt couldn't run the ball very well either to, take some of that pressure off of him.
Do you think Notre Dame can make some? I don't want to get into the debate. Should Notre Dame be in the playoffs? Should they not? I don't care. We'll talk about that when we have our playoff reaction shows in a couple of weeks. Do you think they could cause some problems in the playoffs?
Absolutely.
That offense and defense just seems like they're playing pretty good.
I was going to say, I mean, I'm old school at heart. Anybody who can run the ball and play defense, I think you can cause problems. So not to mention this year, I mean, it just feels like it's wide open. So yeah, I absolutely think they could cause problems.
Yeah, I do too. I think the offense with Jeremiah Love, CJ Carr, that wide receiver Micaiah Fields, he's starting to really, really come on as the guy that I thought he was going to be. So yeah. All right, let's go to the one I did not think we were going to end up talking about. Jeez. Texas A&M 31, South Carolina 30, 33 at the half, Austin.
Hey, finally somebody take the spotlight off my Atlanta Falcons 28-3. Now I want to see memes with South Carolina put up there.
Oh my gosh. Jesus. What happened? Like,
I don't know, man, but kudos, and I know you're going to look at the negative side of it, but kudos to positives. I know, but kudos to Mike Elko and to be able to rally those guys at halftime. Obviously, look, something I text you at halftime and was like, is it time to bench Marcel Reed?
Yeah.
Because I mean, he just looked terrible in the first half. Like something
6-19, 141 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions,
2 picks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there was other balls that probably could have been picked that weren't. Yeah. I don't know. They just look terrible.
Second half, 16 for 20, 298, 3 touchdowns.
That's insane.
Tell the 2 halves.
Like, but no, kudos to Elko and Reed for getting everybody together and leading that comeback. Look, South Carolina, I'll let you go on your rant about them. But A&M was a better team, and they finally just got their head out of their ass and started playing.
Yeah, no. And I don't want to focus too much on the negativity. I did write down in my notes when I watched the game that I thought the first half was a good example of what some of the things I had found concerning about the Aggies this year. That I felt like they were kind of getting away with it some. I think Marcel Reed has improved a lot from last year. I think that's evident by his second half play. I do think the first half showed, he can still make a lot of dumb mistakes. You know, he's really antsy in the pocket at times. You know, that the run defense was once again something that reared its ugly head. But like you said, all the positives outweigh the negatives because you came down 30-3, and to me, it was over. There was one idiot on the other sideline that apparently thought it was over before it was over. We'll get to him in a minute, but you know, kudos to them. Look, dude, in the second half, Aggies had 371 yards, 9.8 yards per play. South Carolina 76, 2.9 yards per play. Hear this though: 70 of the 76 in the second half for South Carolina were on 4 plays.
Wow.
So, like all the negatives I said, you know, about not stopping the run, Marcel Reed, the second half it got fixed. And they didn't play like that. They stopped the run. Marcel Reed was only 4 incompletions and 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah.
Everything was clicking. So, and I thought the comment the Athletes Forum podcast said the old Aggies would have lost that. You know, Elko changed the culture of that program, and this isn't the old Aggies. Do I think the Aggies can win a national championship? I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of teams can win the national championships, but you know, hey, kudos to them, dude. Kudos to them. Let me go ahead. We usually do this at the tail end. Let me go ahead and give my dud of the week, if that's allowed. My dud of the week this week is Shane Beamer. And did you see how that jackass acted during that interview?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fixing to pull up something here in a minute too. But like, dude, what are we? Look how he's acting as he's going into the locker room. Austin, this isn't at the end of the game.
I know. Dude, he was hugging. He was like hugging players on the sideline and everything. I don't know if you saw that. Like before the halftime even hit.
Oh my god, dude! Like what? Shane Beamer, what are you doing? You big stupid. Hey Shane, look, I'm just a YouTuber. I don't, you know, I don't play football. I don't coach it. I would suck at it, to be quite frank. But one thing I do know that apparently you don't, as an SEC coach, is football 60 minutes, jackass. And you know, your quote in the interview, you're freaking the way you acted as you were going into the locker room. You acted like the game was over. I mean, dude, do we see guys like Kirby, Ryan Day, Freeman acting like that at halftime? I've seen them acting like that after games. Kirby definitely. Kirby's acting like that after games, not on the way to the effing locker room at halftime. Like, get out. Dude, I hate to overreact, but his ass is fired if I'm the AD. And maybe that's why I'm not an AD. Maybe that's why I'm on YouTube with only 30 people watching. But I'd fire his ass.
I kind of thought yesterday might have been it.
Should have been. It should have been.
I agree.
That was embarrassing. Embarrassing. You know, the comeback, I'm not even that mad about. It happens. Well, apparently it doesn't happen a lot, but you know, it happens. Yeah. And like Athletes Forum, that's what 3-9 looks like. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So yeah, my dud of the week is gonna go to Shane Beamer. Yeah, man, you suck, dude. That was horrible. All right, Austin, it's time to do it, brother. Go on ahead and do it. Oklahoma 23, Bama 21.
All right. Listen, we knew Oklahoma had a good defense.
Yeah.
I thought the defense played fine. I thought their defense did what we thought it would do. Our offense, I'm trying to find the positives first. We did start to run the ball a little better. Appreciate that, man. I'm trying to have a woosah moment and just keep it calm. No, listen, that was just it was sloppy, is what it was. That was, I think, the 4th straight game that Ty Simpson has had a strip sack. in the pocket. The 4 turnovers. I mean, Oklahoma scored 17 points off our turnovers, and they only scored 23 the whole game. Mm-hmm. So, look, I can talk about, nitpick this and that, but that's what that game came down to, was just not taking care of the football. It was very I want to. The positive is I'm like, all right, it was uncharacteristic of us, so maybe it was just a one-off, but clean that up, and I mean, still got everything sitting in front of you, so don't do like we did last year and just go ahead and ruin the season and lose another one.
Yeah, no, we don't need to. Luckily, it's an FCS game next. I think our group of 6, something.
It is.
And then you got Auburn, and that's a big one. And before I get into my takes on the game, I want to go ahead and make something clear. I mean, look, you can never predict what's going to happen with the committee. I see some Bama fans freaking out on the X Twitter app about the possibility of losing the SEC championship game and being left out. I don't think that's going to happen. They didn't do it last year. I don't think they're going to penalize. If they penalize an SEC loser in the champion game, this thing's going to get blown the F up. I can assure you that. Sankey will blow that up. And you should be left out. I don't care. You should not be left out if you in the SEC. You should not be left out if you lose the SEC championship game. So I don't think Bama fans have to worry about that, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Austin. Turnovers killed it. I think 2 things can be true at one time, and I don't want to discredit Oklahoma.
No,
a lot of their turnovers that happened, I think that was a lot of that was due to Brent Venables and the blitz that he was bringing, and he was forcing Ty Simpson into making some bad decisions. That's part of football. I also do believe that this game. I mean, Alabama had 406 yards. Oklahoma had 212.
That's because they had a short field every time they got the ball.
Yeah. Success rate. Alabama had 46% success rate. Oklahoma had 27. That post-game win expectancy, which I don't necessarily subscribe to. I do find it interesting. If you played this game 10 times, according to post-game win expectancy, Alabama is expected to win 95% of the time based on the stats of the game.
Wow.
So, 2 things can be true. Oklahoma, kudos to you. Massive win, 2 losses on the season. You're a playoff lock as long as you finish out the rest of your year 10-2. Brent Venables, hot seat to playoffs. Kudos. Defense, kudos. Offense is still a problem. Bama, I think you were the better team, but you coughed up the ball, and it is what it is. It happens. So I don't know what else to say. Not to look too far ahead, what is your early thought on Auburn? What's the Bama vibe? Athletes, I don't think that's a good time to ask Austin that question, but I'll let him answer. Because knowing him, as I've known him for 20 years, he's probably expecting y'all to lose. Or no, I know you're not a Bama fan. He's expecting Bama to lose to the G6 or FCS this weekend and lose to Auburn, and they're going to be out of the playoffs.
No, I mean, yes, that is my mindset. But if I take off my Bama gear and truly analyze this, like you said, we lost this game, but we were still the better team on the field. I think we get some things cleaned up. Again, we did run the ball a little better. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was better than what we had. Dude, Cuevas, tight end, just came out in a big way in this game. He's been heating up anyhow, and I like using him.
I wrote in my notes right here while I was watching the game. Huge impact on the game.
Yeah. So no, I think as long as they can get their minds right and just go back to playing football and don't let this get them down, which I think they will. I think they'll handle business. And look, I've told Chris this through text messages, and I'm gonna say it here on the show. As far as starting now with the whole, what if we lose the SEC championship and have 3 losses, get left out? I refuse to let that impact me in saying I don't want to be in Atlanta. Because damn it, the SEC championship matters. Let's go play it. If you know what, if you do lose your championship game, I don't think you deserve to play for a national championship. You wasn't even the best team in your conference. So, let's go take care of business, and I guess go. If A&M loses to Texas, what does that look like?
Cool.
You don't know right now?
No, I've had this argument on TikTok. People are getting kind of mad at me. I'm not saying I agree with it. Let me make this very. I'm gonna pick up my mic. I'm not saying I agree with this. What I'm saying is, if Texas beats Texas A&M, they have a legitimate case at 9-3.
No, what?
Oh, that's not what you're asking.
Hear that? Who goes to Atlanta?
Oh, who goes to Atlanta?
Yeah, who goes to Atlanta? Because obviously, if A&M wins,
it would be
out,
Georgia,
Bama.
Bama.
Okay.
Georgia, Bama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if A&M wins out and Bama wins out, I think it's A&M Bama. That's set, right?
It is. That's set. A&M wins against Texas. Bama beats Auburn. We're done. It's Bama, Auburn. I mean, Bama, A&M. A&M loses. It's Georgia, Bama. If Bama and A&M loses, I don't remember. It's chaos.
Yeah, it goes chaos there.
I think it's Georgia, Ole Miss.
Am I crazy for saying I'd rather play A&M than Georgia right now?
No, we'll get to that. But no, I don't think you're crazy.
Yeah.
I would rather play A&M. Georgia's hitting their stride, which we'll get to that in a little bit. I don't want to ruin anything. Your boy, Lane. What the hell? Your boy, Lincoln Riley. USC 26, Iowa 21.
Man.
Man, kudos to Riley, man. You know me. I don't like the dude.
Before you get into the stats and all, I just want to say, Iowa did what they needed to do. They mucked it up. They made it a game. Weather was sloppy. It was everything they wanted, and they did everything they could, well, especially in the first half, to win the game. But, yeah, I'm with you. Kudos to Riley and USC for finding a way to get it done.
I think that USC offense, man, I think that USC offense, if it gets into the playoff, it can play with anybody. I really think that. I don't know that they can win the national championship because the defense. I also think if you go down certain teams 14-0, that could hurt you. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot of numbers on this game, but I mean, when Iowa came out with what I was shocked by, a pass-heavy offense. And then went up 14-0. I was like, oh, this is it. This is ball game. I mean, I was doing things that they're not really good at, and they're having success at it against USC. And USC, credit to them, man. They stopped them and they mucked it up, like you said. They forced them, into some bad things after that 14-0. I think I forgot to write it down, but yeah, it was pretty bad as far as statistically for Iowa offensively. They just couldn't get anything going after that. And then, I think that USC offense is wild, though. The quarterback plays really good. I can't remember his name, but Lemon and Lane, the two wide receivers at USC. Right now we have, Ohio State's probably the best 1-2 punch at wide receivers. But I think USC's like clear number 2. I think USC has the best 1-2 punch at wide receiver. I also think USC has a top 10 running back. And the offensive line is playing really good. Like, this is a team that if they get in at 10-2, dude, like, watch out.
Yeah. You think they get in?
At 10-2, yeah.
No, I said, do you think they get in?
I forgot to write down guess the spread. I had some that I wanted you to guess, but I'm not going to do it now because we got too much going on. Do you know what the spread of that game is?
No, it's not. Isn't it 2 weeks away? Or is it next
week? USC's next week.
Oh, hell, I thought they had a bye. No. I don't know the spread.
9, Oregon.
Wow.
Yeah. I was shocked. That was going to be on our game, and it just reminded me I did not write any of it down. I was very shocked. Very shocked. I think it may have been 8.5, but it was 8.5 or 9.
Wow.
And I'm shocked. I would take USC. Maybe I'm riding high on an Iowa win that shouldn't be given this much credit, but it's really just the offense. I think the offense is just playing so really good, man. And look, I came into the season thinking USC was going to go 8-4, and they're sitting at a really good chance to go 10-2. Do I think they're going to do it? Early lean, I do think Oregon's going to win, but I don't think Oregon's playing that great.
Yeah.
I know they beat Minnesota and they look great against Minnesota. Kudos to them for that, because Minnesota is not a bad team. I don't know. I'm ready for that game though. God, that's going to be the game of the week. Yeah, it's going to be awesome
by far. Spread's actually at 9.5 right now.
9.5. Holy crap!
Yep.
I feel confident in saying I would take USC in the points. I may still pick Oregon though.
You could have got me on some of the spreads next week.
Yeah, you looking at them? I know. I'm pissed that I didn't write them down.
Oklahoma 9.5 over Missouri.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have went that high.
I don't either. There was a couple other ones in there.
Vandy 10.5 over Kentucky.
I'm calling that right now. I'm not going to be on next week's show. Kentucky's my upset pick.
Ouch.
But I'm also 1-12, so don't listen to me. I'm calling it, though. I don't know if our boy Adam's watching. Adam, go Wildcats, baby. I'm calling it. Kentucky beats Vandy. Upset. Good news, Vandy. You just won.
Right.
All right, Austin. It's time, baby.
You ready?
It is time.
Don't get us canceled.
You see the hat I'm wearing? This is what I want to wear when I want to be unbiased. You know, try not to, because I already wear the shirt. Can I, for a second, put this on?
Go for it.
Okay, because I'm gonna take my college. This is my unbiased college football hat. When I'm on the show, this is what I'm gonna wear. To be unbiased, to be fair, to remind me that I'm not a homer. Give me 2 minutes to be a homer. I'm gonna put my Georgia cap on. Listen, Texas fans, Texas homer media fanboys, we're done. And like my boy Nick Saban says, we're done. All right? We're done with this thinking you're on the level of us Bulldogs. Stop it. Stop it, Nick Saban. All right? You're not physically tough like us. No matter how much you say it on Twitter, no matter how much you say it on your stupid podcast, no matter how much you say it on TV, you ain't us. You're a finesse team that fronts like you're physically tough or that you're on this level. And again, that's just not you. So let's stop pretending, all right? Horns down, go Dogs, baby. You suck.
All right. Feel better?
I feel better. Okay.
So what you think about? Oh.
I thought Arch Manning played good. Despite he had no help.
Yeah. No, he really didn't. Yeah, I think I honestly think this was a game Kirby wanted to come out and make that statement. And I mean, I think his actions showed that with the freaking onside kick and I mean things like that. I think he wanted this to be, I think he wanted it to be a beatdown.
I think he did too. Yeah. And I think some of the Peter Burns, said in the offseason that the SEC has ran through Texas now. Oh Lord, that motivated. I think that team. I think that motivated Kirby Smart. Listen, I think the story of the game is we talked about this Thursday, Austin. Do you know how many missed tackles UGA had all game?
How many?
2. I think that was to me the story of the game. Georgia handled the tackling better. I thought I thought they were able to find some success running the ball. It wasn't pretty. I think they only had like 140 yards on 30 carries or something, but it was like 4 yards a pop. And when you're facing a good defensive line like that, getting 4 yards a pop is all you need. Gunnar Stockton, we got to start having a conversation about him in the Heisman race. I'm not going to sit here and be I've got my UGA hat off, so I'm not going to be the homer. I don't think he is the Heisman winner. But he's got to be in the conversation. 24 for 29, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 rushing touchdown. Mike Bobo's in his bag right now. I had a UGA fan last night on TikTok when I was going live at like 1 in the morning while you were snoring and your wife was on it. We were sitting there talking ball with everybody and, had one UGA fan still shitting on Mike Bobo. Like, you guys can get out of my face. That man is the reason you're 9-1 right now. Yeah, man, it does feel like this team's playing at the right moment, man. It feels like it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought the defense looked dominant and the offense just looked smooth. That's the best way I can describe it. And I've said it before, and Georgia's been a team that's just the way they fight and they're scrappy that I'm scared of. Even like I said, we're the one loss they have, but I don't want to play them again.
Well, like Kirby says, you're 1 week away from humility. So, let's enjoy this, Georgia fans, because Georgia Tech's in like 2 weeks, and we're 2 weeks away from wanting to
fire. I'm done hyping that game. It's going to be a beatdown. Georgia Tech, man.
Is your wife still on TikTok live? Because she's not at your house right now.
No, she's out of town tonight, so I doubt she's on it.
She was on it earlier.
Was she?
She was. I don't know if she still is.
Well,
I don't see her.
I don't know, man. Georgia Tech just has so much talent and so much potential, and she's on there.
She's on there. She just heard what you said about her Yellow Jackets.
I meant go Jackets, baby. That's what I said. She's in the mountains, so they probably don't have good service. She probably didn't really hear what I was trying to say. But anyhow, we can talk about that more and around the scoreboard.
Comment, Bobo always falls apart when it matters most. Your mama, I love you, man, but I ain't even entertaining it. Caitlin says we have good service. You're screwed. Man, to jump on the Texas side of things, though, man, like, I know I said that rant, and people are probably going to take it as a joke, but I kind of half-ass joked, half-ass meant it. Like, I'm sick and tired of hearing it. Like, you're supposed to be this physically, you're supposed to be big bad Texas, and you're the standard, and and you ain't done jack squat to continue to act like this. I don't know, man. Like, start preaching what you say you are. Like, you say you're physical, start being physical, because you're not. Like, you have not. I don't have the stat in front of me, but I'm sure you've seen it. The rushing numbers they've had in the last 3 games, I don't think even eclipse 100 yards.
And that's what surprised me. It felt like they had a little success to start the game off.
They did.
Running the ball, and I'm sure Kirby did something defensively, but it kind of felt like they went away from it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Look, I'm with you on Texas, and I'm going to do like you, and I'm going to give out my dud of the week early. And my dud goes to the Texas Longhorns, not because they lost that game yesterday, but for making me think that the last couple of games that you might actually be the football team that you were supposed to be this season, and thinking that you finally found your stride. And showing up in Athens and making me realize that you were a fraud.
Yeah. The only difference between Sark and Lincoln is that Lincoln learned how to win those dog fights. Iowa, Michigan. Hey, he's actually got a good point.
Yeah.
That's a big credit to Riley. I think Riley's learning how to win in dogfights, and Sarkisian still hasn't. I had it written down. I think it's Texas is 1-5 last 6 games versus top 5 teams. Your
Well, I
mama.
mean,
Or go
that's the
ahead.
thing. I mean, Texas is. Their best wins this season was what, Oklahoma and Vandy.
Yeah. Don't disparage my Commodores. We're not gonna do that tonight, sir.
I'm just. Hey, I told you.
I heard that tone. I heard that tone.
I told you I would give up Bama winning a national championship to let Vandy win it all.
You did. You did say that on this
So,
show and privately.
yeah. But I mean, that's your two best wins, and this team, again, we don't talk about the playoffs. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs. They're not a playoff team. Please don't let them take up a spot.
Two questions in the chat. Your mama 69. Who's your Heisman favorite? Simpson lost it the last couple of weeks. I agreed to that. I know Austin agrees with that. I think it's Mendoza right now leading the way. I think he's running away with it. I think Reed has a case after that second half, and depending on what he does against Texas in the SEC championship game, if he has a 2-game stretch where he lights it up, that he's going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
I also think Gunner's making a case. If Gunner can have the game of his life against Georgia Tech, which I think he could with that defense, it's going to be a Friday spotlight game. And then if they slip into Atlanta, he can make a case. I think the Heisman is going to come down to the Big Ten championship or the SEC championship game.
I agree with that.
If Mendoza lights up Ohio State, it's a wrap. It's over, done with. Give it to him.
Indiana as a team, to me, the last couple of weeks have looked a little shaky, but Mendoza has still been. I mean, I think they put up 31 against Wisconsin this weekend, but I'm pretty sure Mendoza threw for all 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. They're looking good.
Right.
What if they get A&M and then what? I mean, look, I don't know. I'm not saying I agree with it, man, but if Texas wins against A&M, they have a resume. You got an Oklahoma win. That's going to be a 10-2 probably Oklahoma with a win against Alabama. You got a Vandy win that at worst, I think they go 9-3 if they don't lose to Kentucky like I'm predicting. You got Oklahoma, you got Vandy. Then, damn, who is it after that? Oh, and then you got, I know people hate to hear this, you got a close loss to Ohio State, probably the closest anybody's played Ohio State. And then you have an A&M win that's top 5. I mean, it's hard to argue. I don't think they should be in at 9-3. I think that 35-10 is going to get their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think votes have to be in before conference games. I can't remember. I don't think they do. I hope not.
You ain't gonna be playing. You're not gonna be playing in it, so it don't matter.
Ha! You're right. I may be okay with that. I better not say that.
Don't do it.
Let's go. Actually, I just messed that up. Let's actually do game balls because did we give game balls?
No, we gave our duds, but not game balls.
Well, we can leave this up. Let's go ahead and do game balls. My game ball. Look, I think that this, the Coach of the Year awards and all that stuff, they kind of, cater more to the coaches that, turn around teams, as you would say. So guys like Kirby don't win those awards. I'm going Kirby Smart. That's my game ball. I think in a change in college football landscape, he is looking at going 11-1 with a team that is 52% extremely young of freshmen and sophomores. I think the aggressiveness that we seen last night was amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna give my game ball to Kirby. Last 2 weeks have looked good.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great game ball, and it's kind of like we talked about Saban his last season. I think if Kirby takes these boys to the, deep into the playoffs, it could be one of his best coaching jobs yet.
Yeah.
With the talent that he has, My game ball goes to Marcel Reed. Look, 439 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. not necessarily for the stats, but for the way he look. Being a quarterback is a lot of mental, and that's not super easy to just fix at the drop of a hat. And for him to have the tell of two halves that he did and be able to get his mind right and come play football like he did in that second half, great job, young man.
Amen. Amen on that one. All right, around the scoreboard, Austin, this Notre Dame Miami discussion is going to be nauseating.
Yeah, Miami finally looked like a football team again.
Yeah, they did. And I don't.
NC State's been playing pretty solid.
They have. I thought they were going to get got on this one.
I definitely had my eyes on it for a second, but no.
I watched maybe 5 minutes of that game after I seen it was not going to go the way I thought it was.
Yeah. Your Utes look good this weekend.
They did. 55-28. Dave Aranda, is he gone?
I don't think so. He may be, but
I mean, their AD's currently suspended or taking a personal leave. I wouldn't say suspended, so I don't know. He may not be. But it's not looking good for him. Yeah, Utah looking good. Unfortunately, they didn't do it in the right moments this year that I needed them to. But hey, I think I'll take 10-2 Utah. I think that'll give me a W in the off-season opinion of Utah turning it around. Talk about that Georgia Tech, man. That defense.
Man, that game was lost for a minute. Thank God they got hot in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game. They were down by I think 2 scores at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about it all off season. We talked about it the first of the season, like, oh, Georgia Tech's going to lose a game they shouldn't, and they did to NC State, and it looked like they were about to do it again. So I don't know, man. Too much talent on that team to have to kick a last-second field goal to beat a 1-10 Boston College.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they got to play Pitt this coming up.
It's going to be a good game.
I think this line, if you looked at it, was 2.5.
I think 2.5 was still the line.
Yeah, that's going to be. We'll talk about that Thursday. Or y'all will. Michigan, Northwestern, 24-22. I watched the end of that game.
Yeah, that's Michigan with the last-second field goal to pull that one off, man. I think this was a classic trap game because Northwestern's played some pretty good football this season. And Michigan found a way to win it, man. They're kind of creeping along. It's gonna. I mean, we don't know how good Ohio State is because we haven't seen them play anybody. It's gonna come down for Michigan season's all gonna be riding on that Ohio State game.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna do it again, are they? They're not gonna do it again, are
Only time will tell.
Screw Virginia. They beat Duke 34-17. I'm only saying that because our family pick'ems. They screwed me, moved me from second to fourth. But that's all right. We'll bounce back.
How about Navy?
Your Navy midshipman, Austin in the offseason. I hyped Utah. He hyped Navy. How about them Navy guys?
Yeah, I did see Horvath went down. I don't know if he came back or not.
Oh, I didn't even know that. And I watched that game.
I hope it wasn't. It was near the end of the game. He went down. The medical staff came out, and I had it on mute, so I wasn't listening to what happened. So I need to do some follow up on that. But yeah, that was actually a fun game.
It was. I loved it. I had fun. Caitlin said she's hearing her name a lot tonight. That's because we love you, Caitlin. No, you won't. I don't know what she means by that, though. I don't know what I just said that made her say, no, you won't. Oh, the pick'ems. Oh, what a... And yes, that is what you think it is, Caitlin. Yeah. Arizona, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
24. How about them Wildcats?
Yeah.
That was good for them. She said not so smooth. Yeah, it was on purpose this time. Oh, man, Arkansas once again, so close. LSU 23-22. I talked to our boy Season tonight on the phone.
Did you really?
I did. I did. Our boy was happy as hell about the boot. I was gonna say this in private, but what a good time to say it now. Season we'll be back next year. We'll have our boy back next year. He is just. I've gotten 6 or 7 messages in the last 3 days asking about him from different people. So I do want to tell people. He wanted me to let people know, particularly Austin and people that he's close with on our show. He will be back. Probably won't be this year. And maybe will be in the off season. Uh, but he will definitely be back for the 2026 season.
Typical LSU fans, 6-4, and they disappear. He
I'm
must be
flipping
thinking next year going to be different.
flipping that and sending it to him. Oh man. I don't think we're gonna find anything else. Other than well, I don't have it pulled up. They're probably not on here. The hopefully not the start of a shirt curse with Delaware.
Yeah, I know, right? Just while you're right there, did you see Maryland say today that Loxley was going to be back and they plan to put more money towards NIL and things like that?
You know, I'm okay with that. I don't think Loxley's a bad coach. I don't think he has the support he should have at
Yeah,
Maryland.
I think that I said the same thing. I
Yeah.
was like, good for them saying, hey, we didn't give you the tools that you needed, so we're going to give you that now. And now you don't win, we'll probably fire you. But
Yeah. I mean, he won't have any excuses. And it's crazy they don't pour more resources into that school. I mean, the biggest booster there is they have kind of like a Kmart, a Kmart Phil Knight and the guy that runs Under Armour. So they have a guy. They have a guy that's somewhat like Phil Knight, maybe not. I know Caitlin enjoyed this. James Madison 58, App State 10.
beat
Beat down, Caitlin. I know she's still there. Yep, Caitlin is still there. Beat down. The hell with App.
Memphis fell off.
Yeah, Memphis is done. Well, I mean, they were done last week, but they're done.
I know.
Yeah, they're done.
Man, do you see that? Do you see the handshake from Belichick?
What a dweeb.
Come on, man.
What a dork. And you could tell, like, the coach looked generally excited to shake his hand. I mean, hell, I would be
he
too.
took his hat off out of respect. He took his hat off to shake Bill Belichick's hand, and
he's such a sore loser.
He ought to be used to it by now.
He ought to. He ought to be used to it. Yeah. How about them Georgia Southern Eagles, baby? 45-40.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. God, I hope this is not the start of a curse on the shirt. Delaware, if anybody don't know, Delaware, I wore their shirt last week on the show. 26-23, they lost. I know y'all not here to talk Delaware football, but
hey,
my Blue Hens.
They tried to make a comeback.
They did. They did. But Sam Houston is 2-8. This is not good. Oh, my upset pick. Unfortunately, did not succeed. Florida State 34, Virginia Tech 14. Missouri 49-27. Mississippi State. I had Mississippi State fans ask me, should they fire Levy? I'm kind of blown away by that.
Yeah, I think Mississippi State's right there.
I do too. I know this game was bad, guys. I get it, Mississippi State fans. Listen, it was bad. Hey, it was a bad game. I didn't watch it, but it was bad.
Mississippi State and Arkansas are two teams that, man, they were the bounce of a football away from winning several more games this season. So I don't know. I think it'd be crazy to fire him.
Comment TikTok. Did you guys see Freeman and Narduzzi, whatever? I can't talk. F it. Handshake. I didn't. Did you see it? Something happened there?
Yeah.
Oh, something we didn't talk about before we go because we're about to hit an hour and it's late and we're old and we gotta go to bed. Iowa, USC. Iowa was trying to make USC stop, and I think USC had to get like one more first down. Our coach on the sidelines get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and it's not the head coach. Ended the game, gave USC the first down. That be fired today.
Yeah, I'm sure that to have.
Yeah. Who is Caitlin arguing with on live? We gotta see. I don't think she's arguing. She just told somebody no.
Oh, so she's not arguing with me, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Delaware killed my parlay, Allen. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. All right. Freeman told Pat to F off during their handshake. No way. I feel like that would be on. I feel like that would have been all over I mean, all over Twitter, right?
Twitter. I hadn't seen
I haven't seen it. I've also haven't been on Twitter much today. I've slept half the day because I don't feel good. But, yeah. All right. He said he did. I'll have to go look that up. Yeah, we'll find out. All right, guys. What a great show. 56 people tuned in. 8, 9, 10 people on TikTok. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Y'all, please go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Please go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Please, 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 please. At CFB_SZN. Go hit it. Watch us on Twitter. Watch us on TikTok. Watch us on YouTube. I don't care. Just go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Appreciate everybody. Next week, me and Adam will be back Tuesday. We will have our SEC show Tuesday, back to the normal schedule. Not sure what we got lined up. I think we're going to try to get a guest. We may not. Who knows? Thursday, as of today, subject to change, Adam and Austin will do the preview show. Austin can't claim I didn't send him the games. I sent him today. He has all week to get ready. Your mama 69, please answer. Ask the question again. I'll get to it right now. While I finish this up. They will be here. I will be out of town Thursday, so I will not unfortunately be here. If I find time to make it Thursday, I'll join Adam and Austin. I can do it through my phone. So, but as of right now, it'll be Adam and Austin, with Adam hosting. Austin will be his co-host, and their talk Thursday. And then the week of Thanksgiving, I'll remind everybody of this next week too. We're going to do one show next week, the week of Thanksgiving, a crossover show. Me, Adam, Austin, we talk ball / sweet tea and the SEC. We'll have a crossover episode that week, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in. Do we do away with DeBoer's black hoodie now since he lost wearing it?
I hope we do, because I'm trying to buy one and they're sold out everywhere.
Caitlin said, "We don't need you. Adam is better." That hurt. All right.
Dang.
She must be in the wine tonight.
She's been in the wines all day.
Oh, yeah. She's fixing to be ugly to me. I still love you. So, all right.
But
we're out. TikTok. Peace. Lex. Oh, wait. Is this? Oh, my gosh. She's got all Caitlin's friends are in the chat.
Awesome.
Yeah, it looks like. Is that Lexi girl?
Yeah.
Lex? Yeah,
that's who she's with. I assume
she's a Gator fan?
She is a Gator fan.
What are we doing here?
She's from.
Y'all have a Gator fan as your friend? What? Yeah. No. I'm here too. Is there somebody named DJ with him? Or I can't see the name. Who's the third person?
There's somebody whose name starts with a D. Yes.
Okay. We've got all Caitlin friends on TikTok live. All right, let's end the YouTube stream before this gets wild. I have a feeling they're going to get wild. All right, everybody. See y'all later.
See ya.